Hi there and welcome to Boomer Gaming by Duncanus. Today's video is going to be a short one where I'm going to talk about my favourite legend Pathfinder and the recent changes that were made to his grapple system. I'm going to talk about why Pathfinder was initially nerfed, about the supposed buff and why it's not so much a buff, and then finally how I think the grapple should actually work. But first, if you do enjoy this video, please don't forget to press the like button and subscribe if you want to be notified of my future videos. I read all the comments on my videos, and if you'd also like to discuss this or anything else gaming related, please come by my Twitch stream where I stream as Duncanus every evening from 7 PM. Let's get to it. So if we go back to the beginning of this saga, Respawn felt that Pathfinder's pick rate and success in games was such that he was overpowered relative to most other legends. With the 15-second cooldown, Pathfinder was able to grapple into a fight for a very quick push on a hurt player, and then very quickly grapple out if things went bad. In addition, if he was in a fight and needed to escape, he could grapple away, and if he could avoid dying for 15 seconds, could do a second grapple, at which point nobody but another Pathfinder had any chance of catching him, or in many cases even knowing where he had gone. Based on the recent dev comments about Loba's teleport, this seems to be a particular concern of Respawn, as they do not want legends to have the ability to just disappear from a fight in a way that other legends cannot. So initially Respawn increased Pathfinder's grapple to 35 seconds, which made most of us very sad. While it was a big nerf to combat, the most disappointing loss was the ability for Pathfinder, when out of combat, to zip around the map, acting as a fast-moving scout that he was intended to be. I believe this was seen as just an unavoidable casualty of the real desire to limit Pathfinder's overpowered movement in combat situations. Based on the severe negative reactions from the players though, Respawn decided to take the idea from a post on Reddit and tie the cooldown time to the amount of horizontal distance covered by Pathfinder. So do a small grapple and in theory you get as low as a 10-second cooldown, do a long grapple and you can max out at 35 seconds. This seemed on the surface to be a buff to Pathfinder, but there are some details in the implementation that often make the cooldown significantly longer than the old 35 seconds. With the previous way of calculating the cooldown, the timer was reset to 35 seconds the instant the grapple connected with a surface, and was counting down while Pathfinder is flying through the air. With the patch, however, the cooldown timer starts at 10 seconds and ticks up to a potential 35-second cooldown as long as Pathfinder is in the air or moving at a speed greater than his normal run speed, and is only when his speed returns to normal sprint speed that the timer starts to count down. So if Pathfinder was to do a long grapple and hit a long downslope and slide at the end of his grapple, he could easily add 5 to 10 seconds relative to the old cooldown system, effectively making the cooldown 40 to 45 seconds in some situations, while being a full 35 plus seconds for most decent grapples from an experienced player. The current mode can be a small buff in situations where you grapple, say, vertically to the roof of a building, and then need to grapple out quickly since you've not covered much horizontal distance. So I recently posted what I thought would be a better system on Reddit, where the cooldown would be 15 seconds, but taking damage would add a one-time penalty of 20 seconds to your cooldown. However, Hidden X Alpha posted a reply on Reddit proposing a variation on this idea that has the same effect but is easier to implement and present in the UI for the player. The basic idea would be to have the cooldown revert to 35 seconds, but give Pathfinder a passive that when his grapple is on cooldown would have a 15-second timer that if he takes no damage would instantly end his cooldown, while taking damage would reset the 15-second timer. The effect of this change would be that Pathfinder could now zip around the map the way that he used to, as long as he takes no damage, while if he pushes into a fight and takes damage, he would still have the 35-second cooldown Respawn wanted in fight situations. Although a Pathfinder who can avoid damage for 15 seconds after the initial hits might still be able to grapple away after say 25 seconds from his initial grapple. Likewise, if the Pathfinder gets into a fight without using his grapple, he can grapple away from the fight. As long as he avoids taking any damage at all, he can grapple a second time after 15 seconds, but a single bullet on him would reset this cooldown. Based on the testing, you could even make the passive something like 20 seconds instead of 15, and it will be a significant improvement over the current approach. So if you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to be notified of my future videos. I'd also love to chat with you on my Twitch stream every night from 7 p.m. Pacific, where I stream as Duncanus. Thank you for watching, and as always, happy gaming.
I hit for 110. Last one.
I'm
right
out
here.
of ammo. Oh. There you go. Good job.
Woo!
I was trying to reload the 99. It was out of bullets. We do.